Marty Helman is Rotary International Director for Zones 28 and 32, and has represented Rotarians across Canada for this period of time, as well as the northeastern U.S. Bermuda and France. If those of you who know a little bit of geography know that Pierre and Miquelon, just off of Newfoundland, is French territory. She has served as a distinction as a Rotary board member and as a trustee of the Rotary Foundation, where she chaired several key initiatives, including fund development and Rotary Peace Centers. Major Gifts Initiative. Her leadership has helped expand Rotary's footprint around the world and strengthening Rotary Foundation mission. She's a member of the Rotary Club of Boothbay Harbor in Maine. She's a past district governor, a respected international trainer, and a familiar face to many, and will become more familiar as she continues in her term. She's a passionate advocate of Rotary Peace Centers around the world and for developing leaders to really create lasting change.
So excited in coming through your community earlier today and seeing all of the Rotary projects, with almost always great Rotary signage. So that is so important to see the impact being made in this community, and knowing that the clubs are involved, and knowing that the community values the Rotary activities that are going on here. So thank you very much for all the good work that you do. I was at Dean's what do we call it? Installation. Thank you. I was at Dean's installation and was delighted to be here 2 weeks ago. And no, I'm not coming back every 2 weeks. It's okay, Sean. I won't be in your guest room that often. But and whoever was in charge of the weather, you did a fabulous job. I wanted to come, well, let's face it, the world is in a crazy place right now. To be specific, the United States is in a crazy place right now. And unfortunately, that is having repercussions around the world. And there are some other crazinesses that even my country isn't responsible. So the world has been in a place where we've never needed Rotary anymore. We've never needed to look after each other more. We've never needed to make sure of the social net in our own communities and around the world. And with all this going on, you would think that folks would be knocking down our doors to join Rotary. And unfortunately, that's not the case. And I think we all know that. Rotary is, despite all the great work we're doing, getting folks to join Rotary can sometimes be a challenge. And it's one that's top of Dean's list, I know, without even asking him. Look, he's nodding. Yeah. And that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit today. And I also wanted to say that everyone thinks their own Rotary Club is the best Rotary Club. Am I right? Am I right? Which can make it, I know mine is, which can make it difficult for us to see the larger picture, right? Because membership is always somebody else's problem. My club doesn't have a problem with membership. Isn't that the way we think? But here's the reality. This is not specific to BC. This is not specific to North America. This is a Rotary-wide statistic. Half of the people who join our ranks are gone within 2 years. Half the people that join our ranks are gone within 2 years. If we can keep them for 3 years, we can keep them for a good long time. Who's been a Rotarian 3 or more years? Okay, most of the people. Who are the newcomers? Less than 2 years. I rest my just a few. Yay! And our Rotaries. But I rest my case. We get people in the door. We think it's hard to get people in the door. It's actually not. What's hard is keeping them in the door and getting them involved and getting them. Finding the slot in Rotary. Rotary can be a confusing place to navigate if you don't know where to look, because there's so much of it, and there's so much, and everybody's an expert, and most of us are wrong in our expertise, and so it can be tough, and that's the place where we're losing. That's the place where we're losing. So I guess if I was a car salesman, I'd be saying we overpromise and underdeliver. I'm not sure we do that. I think we just confuse people. So one of the things I want to ask each of you to do, we know that your club is the greatest. That's a given. But we also know there are some people that aren't right for your club. Maybe it's because of the time of day that you meet, maybe it's because of your due structure, Maybe it's because personalities don't clash, don't work well together. And that's okay, we're all human beings. Last time I checked, we weren't perfect. The last time we checked, we all had personalities, and some of them do indeed clash, right? Not in this room, but it can happen, right? So what we're saying here in North America is that we can grow Rotary by offering other Rotary options. When our grandfathers were Rotarians, it had to look like a certain way. You had to come to a certain number of meetings or pay to apologize. You had to have a lunch with a meeting. I think they were trying to get away from their wives. I haven't a clue. You had to do this. You had to do that. And if you didn't meet the had, you had to, goodbye, go to Lions, I guess. All right. But the world isn't that way, and I've got news for you. Rotary isn't that way anymore. The world is changing, and Rotary is changing. I mean, a few years ago, they wouldn't have allowed a woman to be in Rotary, let alone to be your voice on the board of directors. Rotary is changing, but you know what? It's not changing fast enough. So all the old rules, you have to have a meeting every so often. You have to have a meal when you have a meeting. They've all gone away. We have this thing called the Council on Legislation, which can make changes to our governing documents. And guess what? About a decade ago, all that stuff went out the window. Attendance, all that. So if somebody says you have to do something, they might have to do it. Your club doesn't. If your club wants to, your club can. But your club doesn't have to do it. Your club doesn't have to do anything except do what? Follow the four-way test. And by the way, it's not a four-way test. What's the fifth rule of the four-way test?
Have fun.
Okay, follow the five-way test. Right, okay, I'm glad we got that one in. So, what we're asking here in North America is that here you are in the best club in Rotary, to think about the folks who'd make great Rotarians if only they had a different schedule, and come up with a concept and figure out who those people are and start a companion club. Those of you who are Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, a companion club to a home-based club is the same as a patrol to the troop. So these are people who, instead of meeting Tuesday at lunch, they meet a couple of times a month or once a month, and they meet in somebody's home or they meet at the bar. They meet over a beer. They meet whatever it is they meet. They might be folks just like you, but they have a different schedule. They might be folks just like you, but they don't want to pay for the price of the meals at your club. They may have a special interest. They may be all moms and dads with little kids, and they want to specialize in literacy. Or they may have a passion for polio eradication, or they may have a passion for fight against human slavery, or they may have a passion for the environment, and they want to do work in just that area. That's okay. Again, you don't have to be a Rotary Club and working in all of our areas of focus. You don't have to. So the point is that they want something a little different than what your club offers. It's a good something, it's just not what your club offers. And so it's a companion club. And we have an app for that, by the way. And we have a lot of information on companion clubs, and I'll be delighted to, I didn't put it on the picnic tables because I'm not an idiot. But I'll be delighted to share how we can support you as you grow the clubs in this area through the companion clubs. The companion club, you don't have to have a separate president, you don't have to have a separate bank account, we take away all the minimums, it's not a problem. It's just finding people who want to be Rotarians, but for whatever reason don't fit into your club.
Incredible barbecue. I really enjoyed myself. When I got my hot dog and everything, that was really fantastic. But I had polio as a child, and one of my greatest Rotary experiences was going to Africa, Ethiopia in particular, and seeing other children with polio. It was just an amazing experience. And after the end of all that, a number of years ago, I produced a new book called The Last Polio Children. And it is basically photographs of the children that I met and in the country. And it's certainly moving. And I think when you look at this book, you'll be moved as well and realize that polio isn't just a number. It's about an actual child, an actual person that is living and is going to be struggling in a very difficult environment in Africa. So It was wonderful speaking with you today, Marty, and it's my honor to give this book to you as a gift from District 5040 and myself. Thank you so much.